We're just guinea pigs. Santa snorted in disgust. A guinea pig? You mean like a lab rat? You mean we're being used for some sort of experiment? Is that what you're saying? Don't know. But it does seem like a possibility, you know? With that, he turned and walked away from the winch. Japanese followed him. You know, speaking of experiments... Santa suddenly stopped. What? There was this experiment some scientists did with rats. I thought you might have been talking about the experiment 9 years ago, and I was like, it connects! But no. First, they took a squarish C-shaped tank and filled it with enough water that the rats could drown. The tank has two exits, A and B. Exit A is pitch black, so dark even a rat can't see a thing. Exit B, however, is electrified, which means the rats can't leave through it. So what would a rat do if it was put in this situation? Which exit would the rat choose? There was a moment of silence after Santa posed the question, and then Ace responded. B, of course. The rat has no way of knowing that exit B is electrified. Exactly. The rat goes to exit B. Of course, like I said, it's electrified, which means the rat can't get out that way. So after a lot of trial and error, the rat finally finds exit A. I can't say that's very interesting or relevant. It's simply the story of a laboratory experiment. You're right, it isn't very interesting. Yet. Huh? These scientists repeated this experiment over and over, using hundreds of different rats over several generations. This produced some surprising results. With each generation of rats, they took less time to find the correct exit. Eventually, a rat was put in the tank who instantly chose exit A without even attempting to go to exit B. Now, part of this could just be, you know, maybe rats having rat babies and communicating with each other, but they're just gonna bring up the fields again, I'm sure. Because it's all connected. For some reason. But even that wasn't the most impressive thing. The same experiment was conducted in another laboratory far from the original one, with the same results. No, on second thought, the results weren't really the same. The rats in the second experiment began the trials with significantly faster times than the first rats in the initial experiment. These rats were not related to the rats used in the first experiment, and had never even come in contact with them, and yet, they all easily found their way to exit A as though they already knew. What did he mean? Are you suggesting something like telepathy? They were passing information to one another through some undetectable medium? Medium? Yes. An undetectable medium. Ace looked skeptical. Santa snorted at him. How the hell would I know? I'm not any kind of scientist. I don't know what made him do that. But I do know that story is true. And if you've got another explanation, I'd sure love to hear it. Come on, let's get going. There's still a lot here we haven't checked out. We gotta get the hell out of here before June passes out. Without waiting for a response, he turned around and started walking. Chip, however, wasn't quite ready to leave the topic alone. Hey, wait! There's something I want to ask you. Santa stopped and turned around. Dun dun dun! He turned! Why did they use that tank for the experiment? Huh? Well, I mean, it seems like you could conduct the same experiment without the water. They could have just used a dry box, you know? If they needed to motivate the rats to escape, they could have, I don't know, put some bait by exit B or something. I mean, do they really have to make it so the rats can drown? Danger is more motivating than reward. As much as that kind of sucks, it's true. Sometimes living is the greatest reward. In fact, all of the time, really. You live versus not live, typically you're a winner in some way. Santa gave it a grim bark of a laugh. You know the word emergency comes from the same root as the word emerge? You ever think about that? Well, an emergency is something urgent, often something dangerous. And to emerge means to sort of come out, or appear, or rise out of something else. So, what's going to emerge in an emergency? Inspiration. Inspiration? Just like what we're in now. We're in one hell of an emergency. Yeah. Think about it. When the chips are down, either you crack or your mind focuses and pulls up what you need. So in an emergency, your real potential emerges. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. That's why the rats had to drown. They had to be in danger. There had to be an emergency for inspiration to emerge. Junpei suddenly felt cold. The back of his head was aching and his stomach felt strange. What? What do you mean? Like similar to June or what? What's going on here? God damn it! Don't just leave me half pooped. Maybe he just realized that's similar to what's going on with us? Meh. So how do I go back? Because I gotta be able to go down there now, right? Yeah, the catwalk. I can see the scaffolding on the whatever. How do I go back? How do I get back over there? It's the catwalk. Meow. Want me to push you off her, Junpei? No way, Meow. You jackass. How do I get back down? If I can't get down, I can't exactly do the thing. So, the A, or what are we doing here? Okay, we're over here now, or, is this? Okay. That could have been bad. I got down, though. And now I'm here. So, back in this stupid place, what did I even do? Oh, right, the box. The box. There's a pair of boxes here. Yeah, and I get what's inside of the box, right? Are you joking? Or in this box? Are you joking? Are you joking? What the balls? Where is this stupoid box gone? That was the lead. That's the thing. That's what I need. I get the box. Is it here? Okay, I got the box. Control panel for something. It's some kind of machine. Maybe a control panel. Well, let's see. How about here? Going here? Maybe this hole is where the control panel goes. Well, there's only one way to find out. In you go! Dude, you did it! Everything looks alright. Okay, but what do we do now? Why don't you press the button next to it? The orange one? Yes. Alright, I'll do that. Pushing! Sweet, all sorts of lights are lighting up on this thing. Oh, and, yes, I think I heard something turn on. Oh? What's that? What happened? Junpei, look, the conveyor belt's moving. Success! The conveyor belt? What does that do for us? What does that do for us? Well, I guess it's done moving now. Coal! There's still a bunch of coal in the belt, though. Looks like a bunch of it got dumped off the end of the belt into that wooden box where we found the control panel. Cool. Cool, huh? Cool story, Cole. You know, I think enough time has passed. I'm gonna ask another comment question of the day. Whole lot of coal in the conveyor belt. Ah, so the conveyor belt carries all the coal from the right side? Yeah, my question this time around, what is your favorite Pixar movie? I don't know if they distinguish between the new Disney and, like, the new Pixar-style Disney movies and just Pixar movies. Because, you know, like Frozen kind of had the similar style as a lot of the Pixar movies, whatever that style is called. I don't know. But, I'm pretty sure it was just straight up Disney. So I'm wondering, what's your favorite Pixar? As for mine, I like a lot of the Pixars. I like The Incredibles, I like Finding Nemo, I like Toy Story. It'd be kind of hard to narrow it down to just one, but I will. Give me a bit to think about it. Since the belt started moving, it's transported quite a bit of coal. And you think about it as well. And tell me in the comments. It all drops off the left end of the belt, right into the wooden box. Oh, box filled with the coal. Nice. Wooden box full of coal. Guess there's really only one thing we can do with this stuff. Use it in the holes. Go over to the holes. This is where the coal goes, or would go if I. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up your face. In here. Aha! Go in. There's a hole that lets put coal into the furnace. Maybe we can get some coal in there and set it on fire. Okay, let's do it. Alright, that's the last of it. No coal left in the wooden box. And nothing. Great. Well, I guess I should have expected that. Why would just throwing coal into a coal furnace do anything? Oh well, a man can dream. Junpei, explain to me again. You're planning to stoke the furnace with coal, which will heat the water stored up there and make steam, which will then drive something else. Am I correct? In other words, you want to generate enough pressure with the steam to power the turbine and drive the steam engine, right? I guess that's the gist of it? Well, in that case, this isn't enough coal. This furnace is enormous. So we're gonna need a whole hell of a lot more coal than this. Very well then, if the three of us work together, then we should manage to fill it much faster. I want to help too. Oh hey, you're here again. Almost forgot about you. Man, I totally didn't even see her walk up. Are you feeling up to that? Yes. Yeah, right. You look like you're one stiff breeze away from falling over, June. I think you better rest some more, alright? But no arguing! Do what the man in the couple says. You need your rest. You just stay there. We'll handle this. It's tough love, but we gotta do it. Okay. I understand. Let the men handle it. Alright, time for some manly work. Yes, manly! Let's get this coal into those furnaces. Man, this is a lot of work. Okay, well, I took some time. I thought about it, and I think I know my favorite Pixar movie. It might change. There might be something I'm forgetting, because it's been a while since I've seen a lot of the Pixar stuff. But, I guess it would probably be Finding Nemo. At least for now. At least as far as I can remember. But yeah, so for now I'm gonna go with Finding Nemo. Probably because, no, I just really enjoy the story. But, yeah. I like a lot of Pixar films though, so, yeah. And man, this is a lot of work. Alright, I think this should be sufficient. We all did it together! Alright, now we just gotta light it. Junpei, hand me your matches. Yeah, what makes you think I have matches? Exactly. I see. And how are we gonna light it? Perhaps there's a device nearby that will allow us to remotely ignite the coal. Take a look, shall we? Some sort of ignition device, huh? I think I know what that is. It's a button I pressed before. No, give me. The button. The button. The lightning button isn't on anymore. I don't need to... What? Yes, I do. The button. It's the control panel for the conveyor belt. It's covered in lights. Press the button. What? What? Ah! Okay, fine. So what are we pressing? There's a button we're supposed to press. Up here? Maybe if we do this. Oh look, all the lights are on. Huh. I wonder why these lights are like this. When I went by earlier, I think the two columns to the right were lit up red. You're right. But it seems they're all yellow now. I would imagine that indicates something is ready to activate, wouldn't you? Hiya! Activation go! Is this... I think it might be. It probably is. I think this is how we might ignite the furnace. That means that if we move that thing down... Alright, let's do it. Here we go. And... Hey, Junpei! Hey, so look at this! It's big gears turning under the boiler here. The gold, silver, and bronze ones. Hmm? Dun dun dun! Neat. Those gears. They're spinning. The hell are you guys waiting for? Let's start looking. Okay. Oh, what is this? What is the what? Gold disc? Gold disc. It has a number of lines engraved on it. I can make out 3 colors, red, blue, and black. I wonder what they mean. Well, red for red, blue for dead, and black for negativity. I don't know. So I'm assuming we get 3 things, and then we just move on? The bronze disc. The bronze. It has a bunch of lines on it in 3 different colors, red, blue, and black. And then the last one coming up. In here, I believe. Yes. Silver disc. The silver disc has a bunch of lines on it, but the red ones really stand out, right? The red ones, huh? The red ones. Yeah, these are kind of squished together, but red ones are definitely standing out in this one. So I'm not sure if we combine these or we just place them in the that section that I think needed 3 circles. I'm trying to remember what that was. Well, let's see if we can't find that section, why don't we? So, where was it? Was it like up here? Yeah, it was up here. Looks like this thing unlocks the door. There's a depression here that looks like it's the outline of 3 circles laid on top of each other. We probably need to find the correct order or something. Maybe we put those 3 discs we found in this thing? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's stick them in. Huh? That's odd. Nothing's happening. Maybe you're, I don't know, putting them in the wrong places? Perhaps you have them facing the wrong directions. Perhaps you should rotate the discs to make some of the lines connect to one another. Well, no harm in trying. Instructions for pooping. Stop operating my poop. I mean, I'm sorry. That's my everything word. But, really, more instructions. When the disc is touched, it'll rotate. Okay. When the white arrow is touched, the discs are switched. Please note that when discs are switched, the angles for the discs are reset. Okay. I really didn't need instructions. I could have just figured it out. But, so this one's, yeah, actually this one's kind of got the red. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And then there's some of this. Wait, so I gotta switch them. Switch this too. Interesting. Okay, you know, I think that's where that goes. And then, like, I think these are where these are most prevalent. So let's try spinning this here, I guess. And then try to connect them like this. Yeah, okay, I think this should do it. Gotcha! The red lines on these discs. I think maybe I can make a star polygon with these. Door open! Hooray! And if this is anything like the last time, there'll be another segment like this. Like the last playthrough. It goes 2-1-2. And this time, so far it's been 2-1, so there's probably another one. Anyways, but for now, the door's open. Given the circumstances, Junpei's happiness was certainly understandable. Ace seemed to share his excitement. Alright, Junpei. Why don't you go get June now? Santa and I will keep an eye on this door. Santa snorted. Why do we need to do that? Even if it shuts, we know how to solve the puzzle now. We could just open it again. Well, I suppose that's true. Shall all 3 of us go and collect June then? Nah, I'm cool. I'll let Junpei handle it. He still seemed irritated by something, however, and sat down on the stairs petulantly. So you're only interested in being contrary. Ace sighed, with the air of a long-suffering parent. So yeah, I was thinking about in-between stuff about, so why isn't Ace gonna bug me about switching the cards this time, unless he didn't realize, because I don't even think I brought it up this time. In fact, that's kind of crazy, because I was looking, back through editing, and I don't even think I brought up that I had hidden the number 1 and 2, things. Like, I don't even think I brought up that they existed. So if I had chose this the first time, like, so what is his plan? What did he hide? So I'm glad I chose the other one. Alright, I'll go get June. I'll be right back. He gave a quick nod to Ace and Santa and dashed off down the stairs. But she's missing. Before long, he was back on the first floor, next to the conveyor belt and June. As he drew closer, she stood up slowly. Are you okay? He did his best to sound calm and nonchalant. Are you okay? But there was no hiding the genuine concern in his voice. Yes, I'm fine now. I'm sorry I made you worry. June blushed. He wasn't sure if she was embarrassed or still feverish. Just to make sure, he reached out and put his hand against her forehead. Bow, chicka, wow, wow. Good. You're feeling a lot better. She was feeling far less warm than she had earlier, but still wasn't down to what seemed normal to him. Probably because she's, nervous. You sure you're alright? He had to be sure. June gave him a look. Oh, you're such a warrior, Jumpy. You say warrior? Don't you mean worrier? Oops. I mean worrier. June giggled. He wasn't sure if she just made a joke or not, but seeing her smile again made Junpei feel at ease. If she was well enough to smile and laugh, then she really was feeling much better. He gave her a friendly poke on the forehead. Let's go. Go where? Alright, I didn't tell you. We got the exit open, so... Great! Let's go! June clasped her hands and nodded urgently. Okie dokie. As they walked back toward the exit, Junpei noticed Santa sitting on the stairs. He was, however, holding something in his right hand, staring at it with a strange expression. Getting a closer look up on you. Gosh darn it, reminds me of the look at the end of the first playthrough. Gosh darn it, or fucking Shagenberg. What are you holding? Gosh, double darn it. Junpei and June slowed down and finally stopped in front of him. What are you looking at? Santa answered without looking up, his voice quiet. It's a photo. It's my sister. You have a what? Sister? Santa, you've got a sister? Santa simply nodded. Yeah. Kid was as cute as a button. Was. June cocked her head confused. She was only about an inch tall then? Santa glared at her. Ah, sorry. I guess an inch is a little large for a button. Probably more like a half inch? Santa didn't smile or laugh. He simply turned back to his picture and spoke. I was her Santa Claus. That's okay. This sudden revelation took Junpei by surprise. He had no idea what Santa meant. I think I know what he means. He may end up being a jerk in an alternate universe, and whether or not he's still planning to do that, I don't know. But, I can understand how even jerks could care about their family. He glanced at June, who shook her head. She didn't know either. We didn't have parents. They bought it in an accident when we were still kids. So I had to be like her dad. And that meant that I bought her Christmas presents every year. On Christmas Eve, I'd leave the present next to her pillow. And the next morning she'd come running into my room with this big smile. Look, look! Hey, wait a second. This is a remixed version of the intro song. At least it sounds similar to it. Santa left me a present. That's why I wanted to be called Santa. Darn it. If I hadn't gone down the other pathway, I'd probably start to really like you right now. But I've gone down the other pathway. I still kinda hate your guts. Got me that doll I really wanted. I'm so glad that he got the letter I wrote. I was the one who told her to write those letters. I'd say, write down something you want and mail it to Santa. The address I gave her was somewhere in northern Europe. It doesn't exist. Anyway, she'd write the letter, stamp it, and send it out. And then a few days later, it'd show up back in her mailbox, marked address unknown. I'd open the letters before she figured out they'd been sent back. Once I had the letter, I'd go around to a couple stores with some money I'd saved up over the year and buy her the stuff she'd asked for. Took a lot of saving, but I managed to buy her presents every year. Junpei was silent. He could think of nothing to say. June looked down, uncomfortable. The wall next to him suddenly groaned. Either he hadn't heard the sound or didn't care. Santa kept talking. But one year, her letter was different. She didn't write a list of toys she wanted or anything like that. Bring Mom and Dad back to life, something like that. Instead it said, I don't want any presents this year. Instead, I want you to make my wish come true. My wish is that we'll be happy like this for a really, really long time. Oh, okay. So not quite like that, but I couldn't make that wish come true. She died? Some Santa I am. Santa looked sad. Junpei had never seen him look sad before. He wasn't sure he liked it. Junpei decided it was probably best not to ask Santa any more questions. But what happened? June glanced up at Santa quickly as she spoke. He answered, but only with an effort. She died. Yeah. She was killed. Killed? 9 years ago? What is going on? Was she in the experiment too? Wait a second. Wait a second. It's all connecting. It's all connecting. It's all connecting. Remember, Clover said, okay, so let's say both doors are real, right? Because, you know, at the end you get to 2 doors. Maybe one's fake, but maybe they're both real, which means everyone can potentially get out. So it's understandable that maybe only one person wound up dying. Maybe the person who died was his sister. But even if that's the case, what does that mean for the future of events? Or let's just keep going. Maybe he learned those 4 words from her, or no, but then she needed to get off the ship to tell him those. So he probably was with her? I don't know, let's keep going. There was nothing Junpei could say. His heart felt like a great lump of lead. June bit her lip and looked away. Her face was pale. Alright, let's go. Santa stood up suddenly, his downcast demeanor gone. He shoved the picture back in his pocket and headed back up the stairs, taking them 2 at a time. Junpei and June looked at one another. If I had to guess, there's probably something a little more to that story. Not only do I think that his sister was the one who died 9 years ago, that we never heard the frickin' name of, I think that her death isn't just some random event. Like, someone planned it or someone killed her, and maybe Santa either wants revenge or he's going to find out later in the game and then try to get revenge. I don't know. Maybe he knows what happened? I'm not sure. I'm just going to have to keep going. There was nothing they could think of to say. Hey, what are you 2 doing? Let's get moving. Come on. Santa's voice echoed across the room from above them. They nodded and followed him quickly up the stairs. Ace was waiting for them at the top. He was leaning against the handrail. He was leaning against the handrail. He looked very tired. The door had shut, but it wasn't cause for concern. Junpei quickly solved the disc puzzle a second time, and the door opened once again. In single file, they walked through. After walking for nearly 15 feet, they found themselves in front of a metal door. It opened easily enough, and they passed through it as well. A new room stretched out before them.